Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have a little treat box for you, but it's one that's been inspired very specifically by an ornament that hangs in my 2-year-old son's bedroom. Now, if you follow my blog, you will have seen a couple of cards that I've made inspired by decorations and ornaments that are in there. And being only a 2-year-old, it still is very much a nursery for him, so there aren't bright colours and cartoon characters, but sort of lovely, pretty little ornaments. And this sits on his dresser in his bedroom, and I just thought it was so lovely and so plain and simple, but so lovely that I wanted to recreate it. Now, mine isn't an exact version, as you can see the roof goes in the opposite direction, but you can see exactly where I've got my inspiration from. So I'm going to show you how to make it, because it is a really good size box. I mean, it's small, but it holds a lot. I'm going to pop that one out of the way, move this one to one side and grab my scoring tool. And it's quite simple. You need a piece of cardstock that measures 7.5 by 6.5 inches. I'll just get this to lie flat and grab my notes. 7.5 by 6.5 inches, and in metric that would be 19. You would do a version that is 19 by 16.5 centimetres. With the long side at the top, so your 7.5 inch side at the top, score it at 1, 3.5, 4.5 and 7. And so for the metrics you would score it at 2.5 centimetres, 9, 11.5 and 18. And then you turn your cardstock round, so you've got the smaller side at the top, score it at 1 inch, 5 inches and 6 inches. And again for the metrics, you're scoring it at 2.5, 13 and 15. So I can move that out of the way. And I'm going to fold on all my score lines. Well, I would if I could find my bone folder. Oh, I can see it there. So you fold all the score lines. And actually this box is literally, it is exactly the same size as this. I measured the ornament and got the sizing from that. So it is a pure, true, accurate size, accurate representation of it. Get my vanilla ribbon out. I've just grabbed it. Okay, so the bits we need to remove, this little skinny rectangle down here at the bottom, I'm going to lose that one. And then cut up all of these score lines. Now we also need to put that heart in it, and I'm going to use a framelit, so I want to work out which is my front and back. So my seam is coming round here, so this is the back. So this part is the front, and I've lost my framelits, they're hidden under here, and I'm just using the framelits that match the Hearts of Flutter set. So it's this little heart here, so I'm just going to lay that down there for 1 minute, just so I know which side it is. I grab my big shot, so bring that in, and definitely have your magnetic platform, just because it's marvellous. Actually, you don't need to have a magnetic platform, you can just use an ordinary one and put what's the word, post-it notes on. Now it will curl ever so slightly because this is just very slightly wider than the maximum width of your big shot, but it doesn't matter, you just fold over that top bit. So I'm going to line that up as to where I want it, put the second cutting plate over the top, and just run the lot through. There we go, that crack is quite normal, it's just because of the pressure that's being put onto the plastic plates. And like I say, that's quite normal. Move all these bits out of the way. And then the heart will just pop out. Say that, you could use that for something. I'm not going to use it on this project, but it definitely is usable. And then some sticky strip down this long skinny side. Keep it close to your score line. And then you also need to put some on the opposite side where the heart is, so you need a little bit here, but you keep that one close to the edge. Right. Peel that off. Push it down and then fold up the box. So fold the sides in, the bottom, and then this section in. So there's our window at the front. Push the sides in and it will just close and hold. And I want to put a hole in the top, or a couple of holes in the top to tie it closed. So I'm just going to grab my hole puncher. Couple of holes. Oh, I used the small hole. Oops. Holes in either side. And then some vanilla seam binding ribbon, which is very lovely ribbon. And just pull it through. And this is what will keep it closed. So, you know, it's nice to close boxes with removable items rather than with glue, because actually you end up shredding the box when you're trying to open it then, which is never good. So I tie a knot in that. If you're more adept than me, or adept even than me at tying bows, stick a bow in it. Trim that off, and then all we need to do now is put our bird on, and I'm using the bird builder punch and just a spare piece of the Naturals Ivory cardstock. So punch all the bits out. I'm not going to use that section, so all I want to do now is layer up with some 3D foam with some dimensionals. So I'm going to put one under the wing so I know I've got that positioned perfectly. Oops. I'm going to put a little, tiny little pearl. I'm going to use the smallest one for his eye. And then another dimensional on the back of this. Put it at the bottom. And that is my interpretation of the decoration that sits in Oliver's bedroom, and I hope you like it. And it's a good size box. Like I say, that is a pretty good size box you could hold soaps, lotions, nail polishes, gifts, treats, sweets, all sorts. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.